I had two screens open looking at something. I forgot.
Ooh, she's making hot chocolate. I'll have some too.
It's gotta be cold if she's making hot chocolate.
Okay, Lisa says she's still here. Good. Okay. Brother might have left us. Melody Reyes Rodriguez on your side, Roxy. Hi, welcome.
Hi, you must be new. If you aren't, I don't remember the name.
Welcome.
Unless you're my cousin Melanie, but that's not how the way she spells it.
And the Cheetah Carver has a um, podcast, the
Right.
Tinfoil Bunker, and his latest episode is called The Unhealthiest Country in the World, probably this country. But anyway, he dropped his link to that. If anybody's interested, please go check him out. Okay, I'm not going to read this letter, whole letter, but a very nice handwritten letter came with my package. And basically, she says she enjoys my channel. All right. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
I get it up here close
You
enough.
painted. Is that a rock?
It's a painted rock.
Okie dokie.
Isn't that pretty? She
That
knows I
is.
love purple. So it's got the purple and flowers. And she said she's going to paint me another one and put a ladybug on it for that will represent my granddaughter. Isn't that cool?
Cool.
When I got the package, it was so heavy I couldn't figure out what on earth what had somebody sent me that was so heavy. But it's a beautiful painted rock, and it's gonna go right here. I have this other painted rock that that I found somewhere. Someone found it. Um,
All
South
right.
Georgia Rocks. It says on the back JMC, but it says you are worthy of much love.
Wow. My grandson, when they would go out, he would he'd say, "Mom, look over there. There's one of those painted rocks." He found 4 or 5 of them.
So I keep that on my desk, and then I have this that KK sent me. I don't know if I can get it close enough up there.
What?
Anyway, it has horses on it, but it's a little wooden box. Whoops, little wooden box. Put a little trinket in. Here's Miss Norma. Thank goodness. I want to see her face.
Hello, honey.
Hello. How are you doing?
Uh, just mentioned he's groggy and stuff trying to talk to me. And I told him, I said, you need to get some rest because he's not. They just moved him in his room not long ago. It took that long to get him in the room.
And they haven't figured out if he's got to
No,
have surgery or.
the trauma people are talking about it and they're trying to see what to do because he's in a. I swear the bandage around his foot's that big. Got a cast on it. Then they wrapped it in gauze and put an ace bandage on it. I know it's that big. And
My
then
gosh.
they put a cast on his arm and wrapped it in gauze and put a ace bandage around hip. They didn't do hip. They're just having to lay off of it. Uh, I don't know what they're doing with that.
Hey,
But they got him out of the bed today and had him see if he could. He's got to have a walker. It's got an arm thing on it to put his arm on,
oh my gosh.
and then see if he could hop. He's weak. He can't hop very far, so they're gonna try to do physical therapy, and I don't know what all they're gonna do yet. So
Is it the same arm and leg, or is it opposite?
it's the same arm he broke when he was 13.
Okay.
He broke it right here,
Mm-hmm.
right there. It
Mm.
broke it all the way across. His foot he fractured in the same spot he broke it 13 years ago,
Mm.
and his tailbone he fractured, and then his hip, part of his hip that's around the tailbone, he fractured.
Mm.
So he's just lucky he's alive. To be honest.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
He fell about 15 feet. Everybody thought he was on top of the house. I said, no, it had killed him if he'd been on top of the house. It's like 30 feet in the up in there.
Oh my gosh.
It would have killed him. I know it would have.
Well, he could have very easily broke his neck and been paralyzed. So
I called the ambulance. They come and got him. They put a neck brace around him and made him wear it till they could get him up to. It takes a half hour from my house to the hospital now to get up there where he's at. They done a CAT scan out our hospital. They done the X-rays and the CAT scan to make sure he didn't have no damage to his neck or nothing like that. There's something there in his neck, but I'm not sure exactly what it meant. That happened. I guess it jarred something, but they ain't making him wear a neck brace or nothing. So, but he said, tell you he's all right, and thank you all for all the prayers. He's just in a lot of pain. They're trying to keep him groggy so he ain't in pain. They've been giving him
right.
the Twilight
Yeah.
and plus morphine. That's how much pain medicine he's on.
Well, and I know he doesn't like being there either.
No,
He'd rather be home. So
yeah, he kept telling them today, he said, hurry up and get me out here. I want to go home. I want to go home. And she goes, honey, you're not going home. That's why I want to go home. And she goes, you're not going home. I thought they was going to sit there and argue back and forth.
Oh my God.
She said, your husband likes to argue, don't he? I said, yeah, he's used to having his way. And I said, but he's a pretty good patient. When he gets over this, whatever he's going through, I said, he'll be all right.
Oh.
Laughing at me. She goes, I get a kick out of him. So I said, well, he'll sit and argue with you about it now. He wants to bug you down. Doctors let him go home. But I tried to call his insurance about getting a hospital bed, and they wouldn't talk to me. So I got to wait till I go back to the hospital tomorrow, then call his insurance so he can tell them
They can talk to you.
to me. And then they'll tell me if they pay for the hospital bed so we can get it in here. I'm like, and I've got, every time I go to do something, somebody calls me checking on him. So my sister called me. I hadn't called her. And she got mad and fired me. Why did you not call me? And I said, sis, I haven't thought to call nobody. I just put it on Facebook. I didn't even call none of his family. That's how they found out on Facebook. And I said, I shouldn't have done it that way, but I never thought, seriously. I forgot about his family being friends with me.
Well, that's why I waited so long to call today, because it's like, I know she's back up at the hospital and she's probably dealing with him and probably doesn't know anything anyway, but I wanted to know something before I went to bingo because I knew everybody was going to ask.
Yeah.
Because I had mentioned it last night, And when I showed up in the bingo, they were talking to everybody was saying, we don't know, maybe Echo will know when she gets there, But I'm like, yes, I did talk to her.
It wouldn't work in the emergency room
Yeah.
because you're down in the basement, and I
Huh?
couldn't get no service at all for it. We had to go outside, and as soon as I walked outside, my phone was going ding, 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 ding. Like everybody in the world trying to call me while I was down in the basement with him. I was, I said that. I'll tell you, but I'd have never found my way up there if Dylan hadn't have took me. I said I'd have been lost. God knows where I'd end
Well,
up.
oh, and that's who had to go to work at 3 o'clock was
Yeah,
Dylan.
yeah.
I couldn't understand, and I was like, who is she talking about had to go to work? I didn't even think about Dylan. Okay.
No.
All right, that makes more sense now.
But my niece is going to take me tomorrow. She's off. She said she's got an apartment up there next to where the hospital's at, and she told me, she said, "Why don't you just go up and stay in my apartment until he gets out of the hospital?" And I said, "Well, honey, I can't. I got animals here. I can't leave the animals by themselves. You know, I got
Yeah.
two." And she said, "Well, ain't no more. You can go up there and stay if you want to." I said, "Well, I appreciate the offer. You know, that way I wouldn't have to get somebody to take me up there every day because I won't
Yeah.
drive up there."
Right.
We drove today, and people are so crazy. I said, "No wonder I don't drive on the highway no more." And now I know why I don't drive on the highway. We had this car all of a sudden decide to pull over in front of us, and Dylan already had put the brakes on, but where I didn't expect it, I was like, "Oh my God," you know, no. Like, Dylan said, "Oh, I got this. I got this." I said, "I know you do, babe, but it's just the reaction, seeing it coming at my car."
Right. Hi, Carrie. Welcome in.
I was like, about freak. So I was like, shh.
Yeah, that's all you need on top of everything else,
I
having
said,
a car accident.
my
Oh
nerves,
my gosh.
since this happened, the whole inside of my body just keeps shaking. I can't get it. Then I went to dance tonight to talk about the performance team and stuff, and everybody there was asking. There's all kinds of people there, and I was like trying to explain to them, and they're like, "You don't know nothing yet?" And I said, "No." I said, "I'm in the dark just like everybody else is." I said, "These doctors ain't saying nothing. All I know is they got him in the hospital and they're going to keep him there until he'll be in there."
Well, hopefully until he can actually, like you said, they want him to hop. I mean, come on.
Well, his sister just had called me. He tried to call me while I was on the phone with his sister she lives in California. And she goes, "What my brother do now?" She said, "Being hard headed, wasn't he?" And I said, "Yeah, okay."
Yeah.
She said, "He's the hard headedest man I ever seen." And she said, "I don't know about him." I said, "Well, he was up on the roof, and first thing she thought, the top one." I said, "No, not the top one, the small one, thank God." She said, "Oh, God, Norma." She said, "Just thank God he's alive, I guess." I said, "Yeah, because it could have messed him up." I said, then their aunt just called me when I was trying to get on here. She goes, "Well, he don't weigh 90 pounds." She said, "No wonder he's broke up."
Yeah. Well, that's what I thought too. Whenever you said he broke all these bones, I'm like, well, he's the one that said I would hurt him if I gave him a bear hug. So obviously he wasn't too far off because he got hurt.
Oh, my daughter, she had a fit on him. She says, "Dad, you're not 22 years old anymore. What is wrong with you?" She said, "You could have called her husband, would have come over here and done it, but he won't call none of our kids. He
Yeah,
don't."
that's what I don't understand. I mean, if you didn't have any kids or your grandson or anybody else,
Yeah,
I could see him thinking, well, okay, I've got to do it myself.
yeah. But he just won't do it. He just,
He's just
I
too
got
proud
that.
to ask for help. But
It's like, I don't know about him.
That was my husband. He'd do it by himself, and you look up there, you're gonna hurt yourself.
Yeah. And yeah, that lady come back and took pictures, and I told her, and she said, "Oh God, now I feel awful." She said, "It's all my fault. He fell off there." That's not
Oh,
my fault.
you should have said, but make sure everything goes through good now.
Well, that's what she told me. She said, I will put the pictures through to make sure you get this loan. She said, now I feel bad. Like, and then while we're up there, I was scared to death the whole time because they delivered the kids trampoline. And I said, around here, I wouldn't be surprised somebody didn't come in the gate and try to take it, but it was still there when we got home.
Oh, wow.
Right out in front of my porch. I was
Mm.
like, phew. I said, I kept trying to watch the camera to make sure nobody stepped in the yard and took it. I said, these
Oh, my
fools
God.
around here would have tried it.
Mm.
They probably thought about it. I don't know, I'll tell you.
Well, now, especially Eli, he needs to be careful on that trampoline.
Yeah.
Or he'll do a flip off of it and hurt,
Well,
break something on him.
it's got a thing around it.
It's got a netting or a enclosure thing. Well, that's good.
I wouldn't buy one without the net. I said,
Yeah, they're for a while. Poor Eli, everything he did, he got,
yeah.
got himself hurt.
Families, and they have trampolines, so they have them buried in the ground. So when they jump, they'll be in the ground. It won't jump them up high and down.
Yeah.
Oh,
I bought these things to tie it down to the ground so they can't flip it.
yeah. Well, that's a good idea.
Oh, well, Mama, we ain't gonna flip it. And I said, you both on there jumping, yeah, you could barely well get to one side and flip the whole thing over on top of you. I
Right.
said, bought the ground stakes to make sure you don't do that. I said, I don't need no more hurt.
Mm-mm. No, you don't.
Eli, who you talking to? That child's losing his mind. I swear he is. He's up there just carrying on. Him the only one upstairs. I don't know about him.
Where's Natalie at?
She's in there watching TV.
Oh, okay.
There she is. See her glasses?
Hey, Natalie. Oh, they look good on you. So cute.
Why are you
So
taking
we
her
just
head down after you had her
don't-
braided?
On my head. She did it too tight up here.
She had Rachel always at that meeting. One of her friends' moms
Mm-hmm.
first braid her hair, and now she's taking it down.
She did it way too tight up here. It's like,
She's trying to give you a facelift like Melinda. My niece can do it. Oh my God, you want a facelift? Let her do her and you'll get one. But she does it so tight. Believe me, they won't come out for a while. Get off my table, girl. You
Let
have
me
one.
show y'all the picture of the braid Allison gave me on the trip.
Lisa said, hi, Natalie. Keep glasses.
I don't have very much hair. You see, I don't have very much hair,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This is me leaning back on the couch with one braid coming down that Allison braided my hair.
Did she French braid her or just braid it?
No, just braided it. Let's see if
Yeah.
I can get bigger. Okay,
Welcome
so
back, Selena.
she's got a storm going on there too, and she got kicked off. Well, anyway, I can't get it too much better, but I'm like, I do not need my hair in a braid. She said she wants my hair to go completely white, and then she wants me to wear it in one braid and have it come on down one side. I'm like, okay, sure.
Well, I don't know if you can see this, but this is what it looks like. Can you see that?
Oh my goodness.
So, there it is.
Yeah, I can see his big old foot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's some serious breakage.
Yeah. That wasn't evil. No. She said that was evil because I took a picture of it. No, it wasn't evil.
No. No, because he's not going to remember how big it was. Then you'll be able to show him. See?
Yeah.
See how bad it was? You know?
He goes, I sure hope they take some of that off of there. And I
I
said,
like my hair.
I don't think they will, to make sure you don't hit that foot. That's what it is.
I like my hair.
Yeah, if you before you took it down, it'd been a lot.
So it's not pretty now.
It'd have been a lot more, uh, whatever you call it, the braid, wavy.
Can you see better with your glasses?
Yeah, I have a disease in my eyes.
Now it's got bifocals.
Yeah, but aren't you glad that you can see better with the glasses?
They can't
Can you
tell.
see the bifocals?
Yeah.
Yeah, matter of fact, I do see the line.
Yeah,
Cool.
you can't tell them unless you get up on her when you look at
Yeah.
her. I said, somebody's that
Do it
close.
with honor, though.
I said, somebody's that close, then they need knocked out.
Then you kick them in the nuts.
Yeah.
And then you tell them that Echo said to do it. Now, if anything she does, she's going to say, well, remember, Echo told me to do it.
Do that, yeah. I was saying, Echo. Her and Eli both got the same pair of glasses.
Oh, really?
They put them on, they look like twins for sure now.
Yeah. Oh,
Got 'em
wow.
on. I was like, why'd you get the same pair for? They got two pair, and they're both black, and they both got the same two pair. I
Did
said,
they do it on purpose or just?
yeah, they did it because they just wanted to. I said, well, it's like this. If at least we can tell them, because at first I thought, how am I going to tell them apart? And then I remember her having the bifocals. I said,
Yeah.
tell them apart. Because if they lay them down and then say, where's my glasses? I ain't going to know who's whose.
Exactly. And then you're going to be like, can you see? Put it on, see if you can see good or not.
Eli puts hers on, he'll be blind for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hers is stronger than mine, and mine's strong.
Wow.
Yeah.
You don't hear too many teenagers with bifocals.
Yeah.
Well, she's got,
an eye disease. That's
yeah, and it's like one eye can see far and one eye can see up close. Or
yeah, and her muscles are fighting against each other, trying to
trying to figure out which way they should be
yeah,
looking.
going. And
Oh,
they
okay.
hopefully, as she wears them for a year, they said it might take a couple years, but it'll heal her eyes. But she has to wear them all the time.
Yeah.
She can't go without them. The only time she's supposed to have them off is when she goes to bed. And I told her that. I said, you don't do this. See, they gave her glasses and told her last year to be wearing them all the time. And they told her if she'd have wore them, this wouldn't have happened. But where she didn't wear them and her eyes so bad, and
Got
so
worse. Yeah.
they got worse. And I said, you'll listen now, won't you?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, Natalie's bad for breaking her glasses. Lisa D said her 16-year-old constantly breaks hers, but Natalie's bad. She broke them last year and wouldn't bring them home. I said, if you brought them home, I could have took them and got them replaced because they're warranty. But she wouldn't.
Your glasses.
What? You better not have broke them.
It's not. It's just like this side is really loose. And this
Yeah,
side-
they do that. Eli's does that. I think it's because they can spring to your head. I
Can
know.
I try yours on?
No.
You said mine's higher than
Yeah, no, I got bifocals, but your bifocals up higher than mine. They put a kid's right in the center of their eye where ours they put down.
yeah.
She said help her eyes, they have to put it right in the center of her eyeball.
Right. Because how we have to learn to look down
Yeah.
and up, and down, you know.
Get your glasses on your face.
Where's my spray?
I don't know what you done with your spray. You throw stuff on me. I have no idea what you do with it. They
need to get
just
a bigger
go-
one. I
Well,
don't know.
well,
I got these like 4 or 5 days ago, and my thing's almost gone.
well. That you clean them twice a day, so that ain't bad. Cause that's a little tiny skinny bottle.
I was gonna say that's probably like to take with you if you go off somewhere.
I told her that because I got another bottle somewhere, a bigger one, but I think she's done something with it because I don't see it to clean
Maybe
mine.
Papa has.
This crazy dog is over there trying to mess with that baby.
The baby's what?
The baby is sleeping.
Oh, you got the baby?
Yeah. And so I had to let the dog loose because the lightning storm, thunder and lightning.
Yeah.
And so now she's going over there trying to wake up the baby.
Oh
You
my!
better leave her alone.
I
Yes,
get-
you may, KK. The link should be pinned at the top.
Now Buster the other day barked and barked and barked, and he never hardly barks. What was in the air, what it was, but boy, he was
A ghost.
doing that fit. And I said he hardly ever barks at all. Could not figure out. Look outside, make sure nobody was in our yard or around our yard, and couldn't see nothing. I said, I don't know what was wrong with him.
Come here.
It wasn't storming or nothing.
What's
Where
your
is
problem?
he, matter of fact?
What's your
Right
problem?
in the hallway. Come here and get your purse. You got it over there next to the bed. You can't lay down. Oh, I hear fireworks.
Mm.
So they're
Yeah, they're starting to
know
sell them
Bobby.
everywhere.
Bobby's under the shed then.
Hello, lovely ladies. How have you been?
No.
Hi, we're good. I'm good.
Tired, but okay.
Hi, everyone in the chat, Lisa and Selena. And I'm sorry if you're way up there, I can't read who else might be in the chat.
Chloe.
Hey, I'm trying to wake the baby up.
You missed the baby?
So I'm going to make my mama really mad because I'm going to wake the baby up.
If she
Oh.
wants in her cage,
You what?
if you want to go to her cage,
No,
no.
That baby awake.
no. She wants to mess with the baby. Is what she wants to do.
There's that.
What's her up? How's your puppy?
He's doing a lot better. The medicine worked, and he's able to walk now. And that I really thought he was
That's good.
really out there, you know.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, like he's good 15 years old. So,
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad it's working.
yeah. So, what's new, girls?
Not much.
Nothing. We were just talking about poor Mr. Norma. You need to show KK that picture.
Mm.
He's
That's
got
brother.
broken wrist and broken foot on the same side. Broken hip, broken tailbone. Look how big they have his foot bandaged.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He
Wow.
broke that one 13 years ago, both of them.
Oh, my God.
You refractured it again.
Yeah. And it looks like they just have a temporary.
No, they got a cast on under that.
Oh, he does? He got another cast
so.
underneath there?
Now he's got a hard cast, and then they wrapped it in gauze, and even on his arm, he's got a cast, and then they wrapped it in gauze and a ace bandage.
Oh, wow. So he, yeah. Well, he's older, so that's probably why. Yeah, our bones don't grow together correctly at all.
Yeah.
You know?
You can't tell him he's older, though.
No, but he was just saying something about how old he was. Um, and I said, if I ever get to meet them, that I'm going to give him a big old bear hug. And he's like, don't break me. I'm old. He said, I used to be a big man, but now I'm a little man because I'm
So was
old.
my husband. Yeah, he's very skinny now.
Yeah.
Found out why he can't gain weight. He tries to gain weight. I said it takes a fall for them to really look into stuff,
Hmm.
but his thyroid's messed up.
He's got hyperthyroid.
Yeah.
Oh, my Lord.
I wished I had that because my husband was the bigger person and I was the real small, skinny person. Now I'm the real big person.
Big
He's
person and
small.
his skinny person. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
when I met him. I was little. I told him, I said, all we done was transfer the weight over to me. Now
Yeah.
I'm a big person. He's a little skinny person. I said it. I said, see what marriage does to you.
Echo, I do need help with that Canva again. My brain just, I got so far and I'm like, well, what'd she say? And I'm reading my notes and I'm like, I don't know. She was taking my coffee in and all that. And I was like, yeah.
Okay. I'll help you.
It takes a lot to figure out Canva, believe me.
Well,
Yeah,
I want to have it for
still don't know how to
Thursday.
do it.
So that's my biggest thing. I want to have that game for Thursday because I think that one will be a lot of people will like it because a lot of people remember the 70s shows and stuff like
Yeah.
that, you know?
Yeah. Well, we can either do it later tonight if the grandbaby stays asleep, or we can do it tomorrow after bingo because the grandbaby won't be here.
Okay, that sounds good.
So either way is fine with me.
Whenever you're available, you know, that's fine. I mean, I'm only having 10 games tomorrow night because I want to have my birthday party on Thursday. Friday I'm off, but Saturday I go to see Dirk Bentley.
Right.
So, and
Wow.
then Sunday I'm not going to be anywhere but probably bed because I won't get home until like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Where and how far away is it that you're going to the concert?
Oh, it's about an hour and a half away from where I live. I mean, I can make it in an hour, but those people drive too slow.
She's one of them crazy people out on the road.
Yeah.
Give me road and get out of my way. I'll be fine. Just let me go.
That's what that one car said today. Get out of my way. I'm coming across where you want me to or not. And I was like,
Yep.
scared the crap out of me. I thought the whole front end of my car was gone.
When we went to South Carolina, this last time we went up on a Thursday, and we were up and left early because the baby had woke up real early. So we don't leave till about 9 or 10 o'clock
Yeah.
in the morning. But she was up early, so 7 o'clock we were on the road, and there was virtually no traffic, and
Yeah.
there weren't a lot of cops out. There weren't a lot of accidents. You know, it was so pleasant. And then all of a sudden, here comes this motorcycle guy, and he is literally weaving in and out of traffic, but he is also almost laying his bike down sideways and then coming up at.
Oh,
And I'm like, why didn't I have my phone ready to record that? That would have been a good video to get. But I was so scared for him because I was like, he's laying it down. But he was.
Yeah,
Then he
yeah.
went back. I'm like, oh my gosh. I just,
love you, hon.
I want to tell you, we're talking about a motorcycle. Now, these guys were weaving in
Love
and
you
out of
always.
traffic and going extremely fast. Now, Kathy was also going at least 70 miles an hour or more. Okay. And we were on the turnpike. And these guys, like I said, was weaving in and out. I mean, they were coming so close to your car. It was like, whoa, you know, I mean, so I decided that I don't like that. You're not going to keep going in and out that I have to actually like go back and forth to see where you're freaking at.
You're right.
You know? So I sped up and when he got in, so I sped up right to his end of his motorcycle. And anytime he moved further, I moved further. And he was like pissed at that. So when his other ones come back and got up with it, he says, that one's causing trouble. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking to myself, no, you're the dangerous one. You are on that bike. You should be more cautious
Yeah.
than me. I mean,
Right.
I agree that I should not have been going that fast, but when you're going close to 80 to 90 miles an hour on a motorcycle and you're really actually getting so close to the car, you thought they would hit you, you know?
Yeah.
I hate that.
But
I hate
That's what I mean, if anybody hit that guy,
Mhm.
the way he was going sideways like that, if anybody hit him, it wouldn't have been their fault,
No.
Mhm.
because he was right up and he would go, and it's like 3 lanes of traffic, and he was just whipping in between those cars, and
Mhm.
I was literally scared for him doing
Yeah.
all that craziness.
Let's give the decent motorcycle riders name because the idiots that's out there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't like Harleys and stuff like that. These were those speed ones like the Zuki.
You're talking about the crock rockets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
like
what
those
that guy
Ferrari.
had.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
hate them.
Yeah. Well, and most, the people that ride Harleys, they get such a bad rap. But
Yeah.
most of them are doctors and lawyers and,
Oh,
you know, because it costs a lot of money to buy a Harley,
Yeah.
and then you buy a trailer and a big enough truck to haul the trailer with the Harleys on. I used to manage a convenience store, which was maybe 10 miles from the Florida state line. And Daytona, has the bike week
Yeah.
every year.
Yeah.
And so all these guys would come down, and they would like hit my gas station before they went on to
Yeah.
Florida. And I mean, they were all so nice,
Yeah.
but you could just tell everything was clean, shiny, well taken care of. And I would just think about all the money they had invested in that.
Oh, yeah.
So they're not going to drive crazy wreck like that, But that kid, I don't know what was on his mind.
Yeah.
A Harley is not cheap.
No, it's not.
I said I'm gonna buy me one of them 3-wheelers.
Yeah.
That's what I would have to ride. When I was in my 20s and I was with my abusive boyfriend, he rode a motorcycle. And I was on the back of his motorcycle one time, and I wasn't good about remembering to hang on. Like when we would stop right or something, I would let go for a second. Well, he took off, and I wasn't hanging on, and I like boomed off the back of that motorcycle. Thank God I didn't hit my head, but I know that was the start of my back trouble.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've been like, no, I do not like motorcycles. And every time I meet somebody, that's like one of the first questions I ask them. If it's a guy, do you ride a motorcycle? Oh, yeah, I ride a motorcycle. Well, I don't want to be friends with you because guess what's going to happen to you? You're going to be killed on the road.
Yeah, Dennis, we rode one for years. And then when Dennis broke both of his feet, we had to sell his because they said he'd never be able to ride one again.
Mm-hmm.
To be able to hold up that much weight.
Yeah.
He wanted to get another one, but I told him, I said, they're too dangerous now. People don't watch out for them because of the idiots that's out there that ride motorcycles like crazy people. So people don't watch out for them. And a lot of people was getting killed on motorcycles. And I told him, our brother is not.
Well, the high rate of motorcycle accidents are higher than normal. I mean, higher than vehicle ones. But however, the insurance for the motorcycle is outrageous.
Oh yeah,
just to have it, and most let's say cops or judges and all that side with the car person more than, even though that car person hit that motorcycle,
yeah,
they would blame it on the motorcycle person.
Yeah. And I said, you might have a good rider out there that
Mm-hmm.
they don't watch for them. And I told him, I said, I don't want to be on the back of a motorcycle again. Not after all the craziness that goes on with them. And so,
And then what about these young people riding like with flip flops and shorts?
shorts,
Do
yeah.
they understand what's going to happen to their skin if they hit the ground?
Yeah. Not counting the bugs that eat you up. A
Well,
bug
yeah. But I mean, that's why people who have a brain, they wear the leather jacket and the leather pants. They put some kind of something between them and the road. It's still not going to save them,
No.
from getting anything, on their skin, but it's going to be a whole lot better. My cousin rode a motorcycle for years, and he had the big, like, motorcycle boots and the pants and the heavy leather jacket and all that, and always wore his helmet.
no matter how hot it was.
Yeah.
I honestly could go for the shorts when it's extremely hot. Okay, I'm not saying it's right or that, but flip flops, never. Because stop and think about it. The engine stuff's right there, the tailpipes,
Yeah.
and you can burn your feet.
Yeah. And not only that, you're not going to grip it very good on with a flip flop, and it would be very easy for your foot to slip off. And if you're going pretty fast and your foot slips, you could really mess yourself up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We always wore our helmets and
Oh yeah.
I wore short sleeve
Glasses.
shirt one time. The bugs about beat my arm off. I said never again. I always wore the long sleeves because it'd be a light shirt in the summer, but I didn't want to get hurt by them bugs because they hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Flying at you, they hurt. I said, shh.
Down here in South Georgia, we have they call them horse flies.
Yeah, they're like that big.
Yes, they're huge. They're yellow.
Asked Eli horse flies.
Ooh, when they bite you. Mm-mm.
We went to Kentucky last year when my brother-in-law passed away. We stayed at this motel, and I don't know if it's the clone he had on or what, because they didn't bother Natalie in the pool, but they wouldn't. He had to keep going under. They stung him clear on the head. They would not leave Eli alone. We had to keep swirling away. Natalie's trying to swirl them away and her in the pool, and she's afraid she's going to get bit, but they never did bite her. So it must have been the clone he had on from the funeral that day, because
Well, I would say more or less it's the blood type of it. Like some people have a lot of salt or they have a lot of sweetness coming off of there. My husband sweats like major time, and he always the bugs would not be on him like they would on me. They would attack me no matter what. So it was like
they hardly ever. Eli hardly ever sweats. We never could figure out why they attacked him and not her.
Because of the
I
sweetness
don't know,
in the body.
yeah.
Sweetness in the body. You're not excreting out. Like I never excreted out the toxic side of my body as much as my husband did. So
Right.
It's like,
and they put out the BO, when they sweat like that, they're putting the flies and mosquitoes don't want that smell.
he said, I'm not going in that pool again.
Well, the first time I ever saw them, I didn't know what, because I was raised in Indiana and we didn't have anything like that. And the first time I saw one, I didn't know what it was. I about freaked out.
Yeah, they're big old things too.
Yeah, and it makes a whelp on you when they sting you.
They kept getting him right on top of his head.
Mhm.
Him trying to go under the water and come back up, and it's like they're flying around. They come back under the water. It's like, so I had to get him out of the pool, put a towel over his head to get him to leave him alone.
Well, that was this weekend at that estate sale/yard sale I went to help my friend do. For some reason, there were gnats flying everywhere. And she had her hair all up on top of her head and had the ponytail like hanging half down in her face. And she said, "This seems to be helping. They're not coming around, you know." So I had a towel sitting by me, so I put the towel over my head. I was like, "Okay, you stupid gnats, this is my hair hanging on my face." But it did seem to help some. They did stop getting as close to my face. They like it though when you have glasses. They try to,
Try to
go
lay on.
in and out around your eyes. Oh
Yeah,
God.
I'll tell you.
I'm just not an outdoorsy kind of person.
I used to be when I was younger, but
I did too, but I don't. Not anymore.
no, I take certain medications so I can't be out in the sunlight.
That's me.
Yeah, when you take certain medication, when you get a burn like I did going to a concert, yeah, it never not looked like a burn. It looked like a burn for like 4 years,
Oh,
and
Mm.
I'm not kidding. I am not kidding on that one. Oh man.
God, leave her alone.
what are you doing?
So you know what? I really like our little bingo community. You know that?
I do too.
Yeah, it's a lot of nice people. A lot of people like to come in, play, and enjoy. You don't have the drama or
Yeah.
any of that.
No, and that's the thing. Everybody's got to be welcome and treated the same, and you can't allow anybody to bully anybody or anything like that. And then, I mean, we're all adults. We can all get along.
Amen on that one.
But everybody gets along. That's what I like.
Me too.
Skit, and anybody comes in new, we welcome them. I mean, they have to be there for a little while, but
Well, like that one lady on ours Sunday, we had this lady came in, KK, and the first thing she says in the chat is, "How do I get blue?"
Yeah.
And we were like, "Well, we just don't turn anybody blue. We got to know you a little bit,
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
had anybody they'd ever seen her. And
Yeah, nobody, even Joey didn't know her name or anything.
I
So we
didn't
were like-
either. I was here and I
Oh,
didn't
you
know
weren't?
that person
Yeah.
either.
And it was like, yeah, we're not going to just make you a mod just for the heck of it. If we don't, at least somebody's had to see you somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, we all go different places.
Yeah.
But
Never.
somebody had to see her somewhere, and I was like, I don't know this person. I don't.
I didn't.
I've never seen the name of Johnny's, and a lot of people goes in there.
Yeah.
But I've never seen her name before. And
No, I hadn't either.
Who sent her there? So it's like
Right. And we did ask that. Did anybody bring her? Who brought you? Who told you? Whatever. I mean, it's kind of like you do advertise to have new people come, but it's a little strange sometimes when new people do come because it is such a tight knit community. It seems like everybody knows everybody from somewhere, and it's unusual to have somebody that nobody knows who they are.
No, the first thing I always do now is I go and look up how long they've had their channel.
Yeah.
I look and see if it's a new channel and stuff like that. How many subscribers they have, stuff like that.
Right. I mean, and there's nothing wrong with somebody having a new channel, but
yeah,
most people don't just jump right in. When they're brand new, they, kind of.
They don't ask if they could have a wrench.
Yeah,
So,
and they kind of, are in the background for a little while figuring out what's going on. I've had several people in the last, little bit tell me, like, they'll come in or comment or something, and I'll be like, I don't know who that is. And then they'll say, well, I've been, watching or whatever for a little while in the background.
Yeah.
You know, then they decided to say something, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know. But
Yeah. But
it's
that's a red flag to always watch those kind of people too.
yeah,
That's, if you've been lurking, and I understand the lurking part. However, I'm going to watch and make sure didn't watch just to cause trouble. Know where
yeah,
you
right,
can cause trouble, I should say.
yeah. And I'm the first one to run from drama.
Yeah. Me too. I don't like drama.
No, I don't like drama. Nope.
No.
And some people make everybody in their room blue, no matter who they are.
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Yeah. Well,
In the
we love you
beginning,
too,
yeah.
Lisa.
Yeah. We love you too, Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa is our jigsaw puzzle buddy.
Yeah.
And you know what? The other day when I sent you guys out the private link, because I wasn't going online with it, I was just doing
Yeah.
it on my own. And I had whoever I had connection in Messenger, I sent them out the link, and one of them was Miss Barbara. And so she was the one that came and did the puzzle with me. But
Oh,
I didn't know it was Miss Barbara. I thought it was you or Lisa. So I hadn't said anything at first. And then towards the end, I was like, I wonder who that was, because we did the one of just the one eyeball.
yeah.
And it was kind of hard. And I said, Miss Barbara, is that you? And she's like, you betcha. And I'm like, well, thank you for helping me on that one, because that was tough, you know. But it was like I couldn't decide who it was, you know. And it's like with just the little hand guy in the puzzle, you don't know who it is. It could be
Don't
anybody.
know who they are.
Yeah.
I
So that was
got
cool.
to check though. You can change your name in the.
Yeah, you can change
Yeah.
your name and you can change the color of your little hand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The part where you could change your name. I said, well, I didn't know you could do that.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm just not good with handling drama because I have a big mouth and I tend to say things. And then if somebody doesn't like what I said and then they want to have an argument over it or something, then I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want to argue with you. And some people just won't drop it. You
Yeah.
know, I'm the
Yeah.
kind of person like, if I have a problem with somebody, I'm going to say, hey, I got a problem with you. So it's best for me just to leave you alone, you know. And some people won't do that. They're like, oh, you got a problem with me? Okay. You know, they
Yeah.
make it worse. And I'm like, no, can't do that. It's like, no, 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 no. I don't want the drama. I don't care. I don't care what anybody thinks about me, you know. And that's one thing
Yeah.
Norm and I did talk about before we started our channel is
Mhm.
that, you know, we already know we're old. I already know I'm overweight. We already know we don't know anything about YouTube. We don't know anything about StreamYard or anything like that. So if anybody says, you guys are old, you guys are fat, you guys are stupid, you know,
Well, tell
okay,
us,
we know this, you
too.
know. So
Tell
you're
us.
not hurting our feelings. You're telling the truth. So okay,
Yeah.
because you
Well,
really gotta have thick skin because people will try to say stuff.
Oh, yeah.
yes. And, here's what I wrote. I don't go to Facebook that often. Okay.
I
Let
don't
me see.
either.
But I have been. Let me see. Okay. Let me see if I can find my own. Let me see if
I've
there
been
it is.
on you.
Okay, I wrote,
Me guys.
why can't people be honest about how they feel about you? Instead of talking about you behind your back, I know I'd rather hear the truth from the person. I might get mad, but I will have the utmost respect for the person.
Yeah.
And I don't, like I said, I don't do very many things on here. And this is one I posted 8 hours ago, and it has got the best views I've ever had. And people were saying, like, okay, my friend, I forget what we called her. Cha-cha. Anyway, she goes, yep, it happens all the time. Yet just have to move on right. We all have, all we can do is just move ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
A friend of mine says, perfectly said to me. I agree 100% with the girl. Ditto. Uh, and a friend of mine says, whose ass do I need to kick? And it was not like it was meant for anybody. It was just how I felt at that moment of time.
Right.
My friend Kathy goes, I feel people are not honest to begin with. I also feel they are not brave enough to say it to you or anyone. And that is true. And if you always know, I say, I'm a leader, I'm not a follower. I don't follow people. I make up my own decision,
Yeah.
you know? And, like Echo up there stuck her tongue out at me, but, I forgive her. But another person said, I've never cared what anyone thinks or says of me to my face or behind my back. That's been my trick. And someone else says, I hate hurt feelings, but if I was honest in all the situations with the political correctness world, then I would get in trouble. But I do it anyways. So, it's true. It is so much true that, I'd rather go and say, hey, Echo, blah, blah, blah. I don't like you. I didn't like what you said, blah, blah, blah. And I would honestly contact you and tell you,
Right.
I don't,
You know what I'd say to that? It's your loss.
but what I'm saying is I'd rather someone come up and tell me
Yeah.
what problem they have with me,
Yeah.
so I know I'm not overdoing this, I'm not, excuse me, I am not making the same mistake. Maybe other people feel the exact same way,
Well, and you know how everybody says everybody has an opinion and everybody has a right to their opinion until you disagree with them.
Yeah.
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 And then your opinion is wrong.
Wrong. Yeah.
And you can't say everybody's allowed to have their own opinion if you're going to sit there and then in turn say, oh, but your opinion happens to be wrong,
Yeah.
even though mine is right but yours is wrong.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You have to say,
Also-
okay, I agree to disagree.
Yeah. Also is the people who, it's best. Wait a minute, I just went right over my head. Go ahead, someone else.
You know how sometimes everybody wants to be right?
Yeah. Oh, I know what it was.
And
My
it's like,
bipolar.
we cannot both be right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
say the four of us talked about a subject, not all four of us are going to maybe agree.
Yeah.
And we're not all going to be right. But that one person who disagrees doesn't want to say, well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am the one that's wrong and y'all are right. Everybody wants to be right. And sometimes it's better
Or
just to
defending
be
yourself. Defending yourself all the time. Why do you need to defend yourself? Someone says something about you. You know what? Thank you. And you just move on. You just move on. You don't give them the attention. Someone's in the chat.
attention you give them, the more the fire's going to start.
Yes, very much.
It's like the old saying says, live your life so that if somebody talks bad about you, no one would believe them.
Yeah.
Because they know how you are by how you've treated them as a person. You go around mistreating people and then somebody says something that you mistreated somebody, they're going to say, yep, I wouldn't put it past her. That's probably how she is.
Yeah.
But if you treated people fairly,
you're telling them, all three of the others, about me, and they all agree, and here all three agree, and then they go and take it out to other people, and it's like, why? It was between us four. Why do you need to get other people involved. Oh, people are so ignorant. I like to try to have more positive things. Like I say, if I say a negative thing about, like Echo stuck her tongue out at me, I feel I need to go and give too positive. I think Echo has a beautiful spirit, love, and that's where I get. If you got a negative thing, you better come up with 2 to 3 positive things to make up for that one negative thing.
Right.
So you turned 21 Thursday, huh?
Oh, don't I wish? No, not with this body.
That's what
I want my body that I was at 21. Can I have that? I don't care about the age, but can I have that body?
Lisa D said KK turns 21 Thursday.
Yeah, she keeps saying I'm
Selena said, I've been told I'm too nice. I was like, what the crap? How can I be too nice? Well, because sometimes when you are genuinely a nice person, people don't believe you.
And they
people don't like it.
Yeah, because they're like, how could anybody be that nice or that positive? People always say to me, Echo, you're so positive. You always have positive quotes, and you always. I said, but I have to work at that. I have to be positive in my own life, because I sometimes get down, and so I'm trying to lift myself up and lift other people up too. But they don't like it if you're nice. They want you to be just as mean and ugly as they are.
Yeah, that's
somebody that's happy all the time. How can they be happy?
Yep.
Well, they keep good positive thoughts in them. They don't want the negative.
When you try to look for the things that make you happy, and but you've got to be able to admit that you do have a dark side, and you do have time that you are
not happy all the
time. I'm a very sharp person, okay, and I know that. Can I change who I am? There's a possibility, but I'm so old. Who cares now? But my biggest thing is I'm bipolar, so I do know I go way up and I go way down, and like I've been down for like 3 or 4 days, and it's miserable. It is so miserable that I don't want to be by myself because everything I say has to be right when I'm in one of those stages. You'll see me that I'm nice and calm, like right now. Okay, I'm down, but when I'm so funny in that, I'm on my high of my bipolar, and that's hard to work with. People just don't understand how hard it is to control your own body.
Yeah. It's true.
Yeah, I know. I'm bipolar. I said it out there. You know what? There's nothing I can do about it.
No.
The good Lord wanted me like this.
I think I got ADHD some days. I swear I do.
Well, and it's even like, being diabetic.
Yeah.
Some diabetics are accused of being drunks.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if your sugar is out of whack, you do stumble and you do not say your words plainly.
Yep.
And people will say, "Oh, you drink a little bit, do you?" And it's like, no, I don't.
No,
I very rarely ever drink anything like alcohol. But I'm diabetic, and that does make a difference. And it affects me emotionally a lot more. I feel the emotional effects of the ups and downs more than I feel in my body.
Well, you're bouncing from side to side of it because you can't control it. I mean, and yes, Selena, I take seizures too, and like I said, I've had little mini strokes in my brain and that. So my brain is, at a very depressive time, I deleted over 600 videos.
Oh, Lord.
600. And that was I know I'm getting I was diagnosed with dementia. Um, and I wanted that so I had something to look at and see how I was and stuff like that. I don't have that anymore because of other people who like a harassment to, the whole thing, you know. It's hard to explain. I got blocked in the channel that I never did anything to anyone, of the owner of the channel and that, but I got blocked because all his fellow other people said you're not going to make a 1K if you have KK up there. So he blocked me. His bingo. Okay. Now I donated and everything. I helped him. He got the idea from bingo from me. Okay. I introduced him to Johnny and that too. So, but anyways, it's like this, you're a follower. I'm not a follower. I'm a leader. If you do something to me, I'm going to tell you, I've never attacked you, but if you attack me, I'm darn right going to call you out on my YouTube, because my YouTube is my channel, and that's the way I can get all that hate and anger out of my body.
Yeah.
Okay. I got to put the glasses on. Darn it.
Well, I think he was wrong, and like Norma said, his loss.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just that way. If somebody was to come in here right now and say, you got to kick these three ladies to the curb if you want your channel to succeed, and I tell them in a heartbeat, my channel is already succeeding, and it's because of these ladies. So you don't need to tell me anything.
Say, I don't really care.
I'm not that way, and I don't make friends easily.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do make a friend, it's a friend for life.
Yeah.
And I don't care to make a lot of friends. And I guess I'm not going to play their games is basically what it is.
Yeah.
I want somebody who's just as straightforward and honest as I am. And somebody that when they tell me something, they keep their word. And I build that trust with them that, you do what you say you're going to do.
Yeah.
These people who talk a good game and never follow through, I cannot stand that kind of person.
Oh, that's me. I don't follow through on a lot of things. I really do. But I understand why I don't do it.
Yeah.
Like
but you don't say you're going to with the intention of not doing it.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm talking about. The people
I'm
who have
just months and months behind of getting things out to people.
Right. But
Selena, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Selena, bipolars usually balance out for a long time, and then they're like, well, I don't need this anymore because I've been good and all that. And then they drop their meds, and when they're off the meds, they become sporadically ups and downs. Okay. How do I want to say this? Now, like, I did stop taking my meds for a little while because I was going through a lot of depression things, of people doing this to me. And what I did stop taking mine because I wasn't feeling anything. That's how, I wasn't living life at all. I was not happy. I was not talkative. I was not me. So then I let all that stuff get out of my system. Then I put myself back on the medicines and that, and I tell this to my doctors and that I straight out and say, no, I want to, detox all that and that. But it's not good because it takes like 3 to 6 months to get back at a balance of some form.
Balance it out, your chemicals.
Drinking. I've been around a lot of people who have mental problems and do drinks and that. And they're very,
We'll keep your brother in our prayers, Selena.
yes.
I know how drinking problems, it's hard to
Yeah.
deal with them when they're especially drinking a lot.
But I totally get it why they do that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, because they are trying to balance themselves out and they are
Yeah.
trying to be able to cope.
But drinking don't bring your problems, it just makes them worse.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Selena, yeah, we're very people who would really want suicide a lot. I don't know what it was. About 2
Like,
years ago, I stopped wanting to kill myself. Okay. And that's a big, big place. And we're talking when I was in, high school. I started trying to kill myself of it. Yeah.
I'm writing that song down, Lisa, so I can look it up later and listen to it.
I think I've heard it, but I'm not sure. I'm trying to.
I use music as therapy a lot.
Do too.
Um,
Times
I,
it's me
I
too.
have the Pandora on my television, and I'll have it on the contemporary Christian station, you know, and just have it playing in the background. I love For King and Country. If Always was here, that's how Always and I met, because we were in Harold's room and he was doing karaoke, and she wanted him to do a For King and Country song, and he didn't know what it was. And I'm like, oh, I love that group, you know. And so we started chatting in the chat about the songs. Um,
Oh, by the way, on my other channel, Kathy's Corner 69, I will be streaming for a little bit live at Dirk Bentley concert.
I have to make sure that I'm subscribed to that one
What's
too.
it called?
Kathy's Corner. Here, I'll find the link.
With K's, right?
Yeah, the case.
Both words K's.
Okay.
I don't do any drink or drugs because I knew one day he would need me. He had a bad car wreck and died 4 times. I wish he could see what I see.
Okay. I don't think I'm blue in. Am I blue in yours? Yeah, I'm blue. I can drop the link. Here's my link to the other channel.
I didn't wait.
And I was trying to put 55 at the end, but 55 was already taken.
Yeah, I'm not subscribed. Okay.
Yeah, that one I'm going to put all the concerts on that one. I'm only going to do this year, and all my music stuff is going to be over there. Like my quizzes, if I'm having music quizzes, I'm going to have them over on that channel and not the one I'm monetized on.
Oh,
Because
God.
that way I can do. I want to start interviewing some people. So after this month, I'm going to start asking people, can I interview you for my channel and get different contents on my channel and that too,
Okay, I'll subscribe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I want to see something. I wonder if I can open one.
Well, honey, you're very welcome, Celine. I had a brother-in-law that more or less drunk himself to death. My poor sister put up with him. But he did get saved at the end. I thank God for that. That wasn't a fun death to watch.
But we all met mostly because of the bingo. But,
Mm,
I always think that God has a way.
yeah.
He knows how to put people in your life who are going to be understanding of your struggles. And even if they can't relate with something that's going on with them, they can still be understanding and help each other. And even though we didn't start out tonight saying, let's have a discussion about what's wrong with all of us, it feels really good to be able to have a group of people that, you feel comfortable saying, I have this or I have that, or I'm feeling this way or I'm feeling that way. Um, and I do feel like that. I do feel like God has brought y'all into our lives
Hmm.
for a reason, and that's what Norm and I wanted so desperately when we started our Real Life Happens channel. And doggone, it just takes time sometimes for
Yeah.
things to mesh and work together. But we had the right intention. We had the right idea. We just didn't know how to do it yet.
Hmm.
But thank God we didn't give up on each other or on our
Hmm.
you know. I mean, we could have very easily said, okay, this isn't what I wanted. This isn't working. But I'm glad that we stuck it out and hung in there and met all of you, because I do feel great comfort. And Lisa D, thank you so much for sending me reminders on the different things going on, because and like I would have went to Monday Motivation with Scooter Renee. I just totally forgot all about it. And then when I saw the notification, I was like, because I really liked her channel when I went the other time you told me about her. So keep sending me the reminders. I'm a little absent-minded at times, but
Oh, I hear you.
I definitely want to go, and I know y'all worry about me if I don't show up in the bingo, so I try to always at least come and say I'm here. You
Everybody,
know,
where's Echo? I said, I don't know. I'm on. I'll find out.
poor Norm was like, let me yell at her a little bit. Why aren't you in the bingo?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. It's like, okay, but it feels so nice to have people miss you.
Yeah.
When you're not
Yeah.
there. So
Like,
Well,
where is Echo?
what's nice is everybody's watching out for each other.
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and there Norma does know how to get a hold of me. You know, so and Roxanne has my number too. And if anything was to happen and you all couldn't get a hold of me, you know, that would be, yeah, go ahead, call the ambulance to come.
Yeah.
Just tell them I have a key on my patio.
She's got a key on her patio. Go check on it.
They don't break in my door.
Like, please don't tear the door down. Just
Yeah,
go check
don't
the
tear
patio.
the door down. And I have a dog, so if you're on the
Got a little
lookout.
dog that'll eat you alive.
We just want a wellness check.
Yeah. And I'll be here snoozing on the couch. Oh, I just fell asleep. I'm perfectly okay. I'm just old and I fell asleep.
Like her the other night, she texted me and said, we're playing the puzzle. I fell asleep. And I told her, I said, it wasn't me. I was asleep.
Well, last night I told Roxanne, she messaged me and I said, well, I just got out of the shower. Give me just a minute. I laid down on the couch because I was all nice and
Mhm.
warm and relaxed from the shower. I laid down on the couch for a minute. That was at 7 o'clock. I woke up like at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Oh
So I,
yeah.
I messaged her back. Guess what? I'm awake now. I just was gone, just totally gone. And I do that a lot because I don't sleep well. And so when my body gets to the point that I
Yeah.
have to have sleep, I'll just be knocked out,
Yeah.
you know. And sometimes I feel it coming like, oh, I'm going to sleep good for about 8 hours. And then at other
Oh, yeah.
times, I don't even realize I'm that tired. And
Yeah.
I get quiet for a minute and I'll be out.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's the biggest thing with me a lot of times on being on here on YouTube is sometimes I'll be up for days and days and days. And what was I going to say? 1 second. I was trying to fix that problem I had. Um, and I will not be able to do anything. I'll be up for like 2 days, and then when I'm supposed to be up, I can't stay awake. I mean, a lot of times I'm here with the bingo. I'm like,
Oh, that's me.
I'm
Mhm.
yawning, and that's why I put the races in there, because that way I'm trying to do something else.
Right. Well, I went live at like 3 something this morning,
Mhm.
and Always Loyal and Savannah were both awake. And they were like, "What are you doing on this time of morning?" And I'm like, "Well, because I wasn't, I was sleeping earlier, but now I'm awake and now I'm
Yeah.
on, you know."
Yeah, I got
But
a
we had a nice
I
time.
said, she was up that time in the morning doing.
I know. That's what everybody was saying this morning. What were you doing up so early?
Shoot, I didn't go to bed till I don't know what time. So
I was awake.
been
You
to
know?
I think 7 this morning. I
You
just
know,
couldn't
here-
go to sleep.
A lot of people, I used to have an overnight show. I would come on around 11 o'clock and then do until like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And you'd
Oh,
be surprised how many people cannot sleep, and they loved it. They loved me having, you know, my eye open alive, and people come in all the time, in and out, because of that. They just can't sleep, and they need something to entertain themselves.
Yeah, I've got up in the middle of the night and got on YouTube and watched stuff just because it's quiet.
Yep.
I can't sleep.
well, there's a lot of people that watch YouTube that are in these other countries that, our nighttime is their daytime. And
Mhm.
like I have a couple that come in my word game and it's morning for us and it's like their afternoon.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's weird. To me, it's totally weird. And then it's like the people in Australia, they're like a day and a half ahead of us,
Yeah. I'm getting ready to go to bed and I'm thinking, we just got up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, I
I'll be
don't
going to bed at
know there,
6
but
o'clock. Going to bed at 6 o'clock, and everybody else is waking up.
Yeah,
And then on that time too, you don't sleep the 6 or 8 hours. It's like 2 hours or 3 hours, and then you're back up, and then you're like dragging.
Eli, are you dying up there? Eli. He sounds like he's dying upstairs. He's like, oh, no.
oh my gosh, Mr. Norman's not there to yell at him.
Oh. That's probably why he's going crazy.
Yeah,
Oh, I tell you.
they don't know how to act.
No, they ain't got Papa here hollering at him for this. It's like, shh. Yeah, their aunt said, well, if you want me to keep him, I will. And Nellie said, no, I have to be here with my mama and I got to go see my papa. No, no, no. As I told him, I said, you can go to your aunt's and stay while I go to the hospital. No, no, no. They're good at the hospital, though. They don't bother him. They sit there and they're quiet and they talk to him. And I said, well, at least they act part grown up.
Yeah.
And you're like, why can't you act like this at home?
Yeah,
Yeah.
been pretty good though since this happened. I gotta admit they have. I've had to
Well,
get on Natalie a couple times, but
I'm going to go, ladies. And Roxanne, you cannot talk so much next time, Roxanne. I don't think you even said a word.
talking.
I hadn't said much, no.
Nope. You usually talk a lot.
You just gotta raise your hand and say, excuse me.
Yeah. Or time out.
I want to talk now. Excuse me.
Yep. I've
Yeah.
learned to put my hand up and people will see that. And it's like, okay. That means when I was little, you had to raise your hand to talk to the teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You
What?
did.
Yeah.
Oh goodness.
Okay. I will
Maybe
talk.
that's why we get along, Roxanne, because you don't say much. I do all the talking. Oh goodness.
Sometimes I'm playing a game while I'm listening to other people talk.
Yeah. I'm just sitting here like,
Oh,
listen.
Bye, Selena. Bye, girls.
Okay,
Bye.
good night, Selena. Good night, KK.
Bye.
That's funny. That is too funny.
I know. Now you can talk.
Yeah, now you can talk. We'll shut up and listen.
Be quiet for a little while. You talk.
No.
Now she ain't got nothing to say.
Well, I'm playing a game, and I've lost track of time. And y'all want to know? Yeah.
She says, y'all done said it all, so I have nothing to say now.
Yeah. Minecraft. Oh, well, the place I play opened up today, and I've been playing off and on all day.
That's probably
And
why.
I tried to watch for a little while and I didn't understand nothing. I was like, I am not cut out for those kind of games because
Now,
I
I
didn't know what was going on.
Minecraft with the kids all the time. I
Oh,
don't
do you?
but I don't know if I could do it now because when they had their tablets and they was little, we played Minecraft all the time. Eli still plays it. Do you still play Minecraft? No? Natalie don't play
He wants to know if Candy's asleep.
Yeah, she got here. I don't know if you can see that.
snoozing.
She in the chair snoozing.
She said it's her bedtime.
Oh, there she is.
I ain't fooling with you all people.
Well, y'all can't see now, but Chloe is in the blanket on the couch. She's
Oh, she
decided
got
the
the
storm is over now.
Yeah.
She's going to be able to. Oh, she's opened her eyes. Like, what are you talking about me for?
And my horse is laying somewhere. Oh, he's in the living room asleep. My cats is probably under the shed because people's been letting fireworks off and they all ran under the shed. So they'll probably will not come in tonight because they won't come out once they start shooting fireworks.
Yeah, they didn't keep them around here too.
Roxanne, an ad popped up on my Facebook, I guess it was, but it's called Capital One Shopping, and it gives you discounts on travel stuff.
Oh yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
And they said even if you're going to book like through booking.com or whatever, you still go there and check like Capital One check. And what they do is they go and they look for discount codes that can be applied to your tickets or whatever.
Yeah.
So
Right.
we need to remember that Capital One shopping.
Yeah.
I think I have that, but I didn't know what it
What
popped
it
up.
was. Yeah.
I've got it on my computer. If I go somewhere and shop and they find it cheaper,
Yeah.
it'll pop up where I can buy it cheaper.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
real
I saw it.
a lot of
It
money.
pops up every once in a while and tells me that you have a coupon. Do you want to use it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know anything about it. And I was like, what? Discount on travel? We need to know about that. What is it?
Yeah, it's good. It can save you a lot of money. What, baby?
So I was like, oh, yeah, let me write that down and remember to tell Roxanne about it.
What are you
I
trying
saw it,
about?
but I didn't know exactly what it was. So I'm glad you're better at that than I
good.
am.
What are you trying
It'll look for discount codes and we get it cheaper. The example they showed was a flight and they were able to save like $140 on the flight.
Right?
What are you crying about, baby girl? Huh? What's wrong? You ain't gonna tell me? Why ain't you upstairs in the bed with the big sissy? Huh? She ain't gonna talk to me. She's older than most of them, but she's the tiniest.
Oh,
Or my baby cat. She's sitting here meowing, and she don't already meow. I don't know if she's meowing now. Probably like, why ain't you in the bed yet? My papa's usually here in the bed, and I go to sleep. Now I ain't got nobody.
Yeah.
Huh, baby? Is that
Isn't
what?
that so strange how they just assume we are, part of their pack or their group or whatever, and they can't do it if we're not there or whatever?
If you're not there. I know Miss Kitty, buddy. She's been screaming for Dennis.
Mm-hmm.
She
screams for him when he just comes downstairs for a minute.
Yeah, and she's been screaming and screaming, and I say, he's not here, and she screams louder.
Yeah.
I said, buddy, I told him, I said, you'll be bit when you get home. She'll be trying to bite you because she gets mad at him. She tries to bite him. She ain't
Yeah.
got no front claws, so she can't scratch him.
Oh.
So she tries to bite him when she gets mad at him. So,
Yeah, I know that feeling. When my husband was in the hospital, Candy was on top of him before they took him to the hospital on the ground.
Yeah.
And the nurses wouldn't let me bring her up there. I said, she needs to see her daddy.
yeah,
And they wouldn't let her. And I'd come home, she'd be just a crying, not because nobody was here, because she'd do it for 30 minutes, even after I got home.
yeah.
I won't ever go back to that
Yeah.
hospital.
They get used to you and they want you there all the time. And I tell you, they say animals are stupid, but they ain't stupid.
No, they're not.
They're smarter than some people.
Yeah.
I swear.
Well, and they are so in tune with your body, and
Yeah.
a lot of times they'll know when you're not feeling good, even when you don't realize it.
I said, an animal can't be dumb, as they say, because they can understand different languages when somebody talks to you.
Mm-hmm.
Buster, he understands our language, plus he understands Spanish
Uh-huh.
because we got Mexican friends that speak Spanish.
Spanish. I was going to say, yeah.
They come around and he knows what they're talking about. So I don't care what people say; they're not dumb.
No, they're not.
Act dumb, but they're not dumb.
Mm-mm.
I said that burns me up when they say a dog's so stupid. You don't even know it's a.
No.
Like, no, it ain't. You probably
And
to it.
just like my daughter's cat, she rules the house.
Yeah,
I mean, she has got them all trained to do exactly what she wants them to do when she wants them to do it,
yeah,
and can make my daughter feel bad if she doesn't do something the cat wants, And I've had a lot of cats in my life. I've never had a cat that was as demanding as my daughter's cat.
you ain't met Miss Kitty then.
She is terrible.
Yeah, mom destroyed Kitty because
Well,
her rotten, and then
yeah.
just
It's Allison's own fault because of how she treated her when she was a baby and everything. But now to see it, I mean, it's like she'll walk into the bathroom and she doesn't like to drink water that's been sitting in a bowl. So Allison has to turn on the sink faucet and keep a bowl in the sink. And once the water runs into the bowl, then the cat will drink the water.
yeah,
If you take that same bowl filled with that same water and put it down on the ground, the cat's not drinking it.
yeah.
She doesn't want water that's been sitting there.
That's that little one over there. She wants fresh water out of the faucet. She'll
Yep.
sit there, wait for you to get it.
Yep.
She has to drink out of it as soon as you get it.
Yep. And so the cat has always got up on the vanity top and sat there, and my daughter will turn the water on and she'll stick her head down there. She won't drink it till she cuts the water off. It's like she's smart enough to know, don't stick your head under the faucet.
I got one that'll stick his head under the faucet and drink out of the faucet while it runs down.
Yeah.
He's silly anyway.
And then
He'll get in the bathtub with you if you don't watch.
whenever my daughter and her husband first were living, when they first started living together, he was feeding the cat because the cat would complain to him that it wanted food.
Yeah.
But then my daughter was feeding the cat too, so that cat was getting fed double, and nobody could understand why the cat was getting so fat.
That's
And my daughter told him, don't feed her no matter what she does. I've already fed her. I will always feed her, early in the morning. Well, she would whine and complain, and he would end up feeding her anyway. Their cat is huge.
yeah.
Because whenever it says it wants food, it doesn't matter if it has food in its dish. If it says it wants more food, they give her a whole nother scoop of food.
Mom did with Miss Kitty, and she
And-
weighed 20-some pounds.
Mhm.
She ain't no little.
Their cat's bigger than my dog.
Yeah.
Mhm.
My daughter's cat gets food at 4 o'clock and a little package. and she barks, meows for 3 hours, and they keep telling her it's not 4 o'clock, and she knows, but she tries to con them to give her more food.
Food.
Yep.
Now, see, we keep food down all the time, but ours don't eat but maybe 2 or 3 bites, and then that's it. And then
Yeah.
they go back maybe a half hour later, eat 2 or 3 bites. They don't eat a lot at a time. So
I know.
everybody's like, "You leave food out all the time?" And I said, "Yeah, because we got 8 of them. They eat, all of them eat at different times. So we can't, we'd be running ourselves to death if we did."
Well, can you imagine having to fix 8 little bowls of food every day?
Yeah.
Twice a day or whatever it is.
Got 4 bows down there. Plus, Miss Kitty's got her own bow. She's special.
Mhm.
She stays upstairs. She won't come downstairs.
Mhm.
But all the rest of them, they eat down here. And we got one bowl of water in the living room. We got a bowl of water in the kitchen that we keep. And they drink out of both of them.
Uh-huh.
And they all come in at different times and eat. It's not, they don't eat all at the same time.
Right.
And but they don't eat a lot at a time. Because I sit and watch them eat it. They might take 2 or 3 bites, put in their mouth. Half of it they sit all on the ground. Might eat 2 bites out of that 4 bites they got.
Well, if Chloe's in the bedroom eating, she takes a bite of food, she goes in her kennel, puts it down in there, and then she'll eat it. But if the door's open to the bedroom and she can come out here, she will bring a mouthful of food out here and put it down and then sit there and eat it. And then go back in there and get her another mouthful of food and bring. But she's the same way. She doesn't eat it all at one time. And really and truly, she doesn't eat the dog food until I won't give her nothing else.
Now, see, when we had the small dogs, we left food out all the time for them because they didn't eat at the same time. But they didn't eat a lot. They ate when they wanted and went on. Now, Buster, we can't do that because he thinks everybody's trying to take his food. And he's laying growling at the cats, eating them up if they walk by it.
Your family gets fed twice a day, and if she don't eat it all, or if she don't want it for breakfast, I leave it down there, and then she'll get it for dinner. And I'm not feeding you again. You had plenty of opportunity to eat.
Yeah.
This morning.
Now, Buster gets fed twice a day, but he never eats a whole bowl. He might eat one bowl a day, and then there's days he won't even eat half a bowl a day. But he eats and he's a very slow eater. He takes one bite out at a time and eats it. He don't grab a mouthful.
Yeah.
He takes one little piece out at a time and eats it. The kids get so mad because I'll say I have to feed Buster, and they're like, "Well, when's he gonna get done?" I said, "When he gets done. He's not a fast eater. He takes one bite at a time and he chews before he swallows it and then gets another bite." I said, "He eats it good, he don't." Where a lot of dogs will get a big mouthful and chomp it up. He won't do that. He never has.
Well, see, Chloe's got the short little jaw like the Chihuahua, and then her top jaw is long like the Dachshund. So when she bites down, her bottom jaw only goes halfway up her mouth. So she has to put the food all the way in the back to be able to chew it. She's like that too. She'll take a little bite, a little bit. And I try to keep her with the little dry food, So
now you give him canned food, it's gone in seconds. But dry food, no, you can hang it up. I don't give him canned food anymore since Toby's gone. We fed Toby because we had to start feeding him canned food because he didn't have it was Trixie. It didn't have no teeth. All her teeth fell out. We had to start feeding her canned food, and then we'd give him some. And after she passed, I kind of weaned him off the canned food. I brought him had the hard food. It's better for his teeth.
Well, I made the mistake when I first was separated because I would still cook as much food, And so I would, if I made spaghetti, I'd let her have spaghetti, whatever, basically whatever I made, I'd let her have some of it.
Uh,
And then I fed her both canned and dry food
we
and
roast her off the table too.
treats.
Yeah.
And she was getting a little bit of a weight problem. And so then I had to start cutting her back. So I quit the people food and then I quit the canned food. And now she just gets two kinds of treats and her dry food.
Yeah, we give him the big milk buns to help with his teeth because they was getting tartar on them so bad. And since
Yeah.
he's been doing that, his teeth, they're pretty and white. He'll let you brush his teeth.
Yeah.
I'm
Lisa
sorry, but he
says
does.
Smokey eats very slow and not a lot at a time. He'd rather have my food than his. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they all would.
Yeah, Buster will sit and cry at you, and you're like, no, no. And he'll finally go lay down, but he'll sit and cry at you forever, wanting to, because there's some food I don't let him have.
Yeah.
Spicy stuff like that. Well, when I fix something spicy, I won't let him have it because I don't want him to have heartburn and everything else. But he knows after a while to go lay down that he's not going to get it.
Yeah. Well, Chloe loves having the baby around because the baby leaves crumbs. So every time Chloe comes out, she's like the vacuum cleaner with her nose down to the ground, like, where is it? Where is it? I'm gonna find it.
I had a little
And,
chihuahua like that.
yeah, and then Anais will take food in there and give it to her. And she'll be going to keep going to the refrigerator, and saying she wants something. And then I realized you're not, if she'd be walking around with it for a few minutes, and then next thing I know, she's back at the refrigerator. She's wanting like another piece of meat or another piece of cheese or something. I go in the bedroom and here it is in the kennel. She's been giving it to Chloe. I'm like, oh no, we don't do that. We don't feed the dog our food,
That little chihuahua, when the boys, Dylan and Austin, was little, they sat in their high chair and she stayed right under their high chair just waiting for them to drop stuff. And then they learned that she was under there, so they'd start picking it up and throwing it down to her, and she got a heavy, real heavy.
Yeah.
We couldn't figure it out at first, and then we caught them feeding her, and it's like, the vet said, your grandbabies, I think, has been feeding your dog. And I said, yeah, we caught him. That's why she's putting so much weight on. So we had to tell them, you can't feed her. You can't feed her. Why, Memo? Why?
Well, I still let her give her bones. But she just drops them in the kennel,
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, we don't be doing that. We don't do it.
She
And she's all the time wanting to go in there and let her loose. I'm like, no, we're not doing that today.
ever crawled in the kennel and went to sleep? I've seen babies do that.
Oh, yeah. I've got pictures of Allison doing that because when Allison was little, she stayed with me in my office until she was like 18 months old. And during that time, my boss also had a Doberman puppy. And when he would go away or even just going to be gone for the day, he would bring the puppy out to the office and bring the kennel out there, for me to take care of the dog too.
Yeah.
And I've got a picture of one time the kennel was there, but the dog wasn't there. And she crawled up in that kennel, and so I took pictures of her in there. She was almost as tall as the kennel. So, I mean, it almost looked like she was in prison, at the first. She's sitting there like,
Allie, you going to sleep? It's about time for you and your brother to go to bed. It's 11:30. You guys get up early to go to the hospital. Yeah, I got to get off here because we got to go to the hospital in the morning. I got to call my niece in the morning.
Yeah, and I got the little baby. She'll be up bright and early, I'm sure. But I will be doing the puzzle game at 8:30. So.
Okay.
If
I'll
you're
try to-
around then, you can come. And Lisa D, set an alarm. Get up at 8:30 and come play the puzzle with us.
Nice talking to you ladies, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Y'all have a good night.
Okay, give us a good update. To go up there and tell him he better do everything those nurses and doctors tell him so he can get to come home.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll know something tomorrow.
Well, I'm praying he don't have to have any surgery,
Tell me too. I'm hoping
you know. But what are they going to do about his thyroid?
they would probably put him on some medicine.
Yeah,
I'll try that.
yeah.
I said he kept telling them the family doctor he couldn't gain weight and he couldn't figure out why. But our family doctor don't care. I said, wait till I see this man. I said,
Is it 7:30 your time? Are you on Standard Eastern or are you on Central?
well, let's see. She must be on
She must be on Central
yeah.
or Mountain.
It's almost 11:30 here.
Yeah,
So,
she's on Central. Yeah.
but I'll talk to you ladies tomorrow. Yeah.
All right. Try to get some rest.
All righty. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Got something bothering my glasses. All right, everybody. Let's call this a night. Thank y'all for coming. Yeah, it's only 10:27 there. So, yeah, you're an hour behind us. If that's too early, I'll probably be on for a couple hours. So, just whenever, if you want to play. All right. Good night, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and shut her down.
Okay.
See you later. Let's see how long it takes. See how long it takes today for it to decide to shut down.